Welcome to the Halley Elise Show, featuring your host, empowerment psychic Halley Elise. She is an author, psychic, and media personality, and has been listed as one of the top 100 psychics in America. Empowerment psychic Halley Elise shares the spiritual, metaphysical, holistic, and magical powers of the universe. Follow Halley on her website at HalleyElise.com, and all her shows can be seen via live stream video. Now, here's your host, empowerment psychic Halley Elise.
Good evening, Boca. Unfortunately, Halley Elise is sick tonight. And Halley Elise is not me. I'm Freddie Fixit Santori. I'm here with Freddie J. But we want to thank you for tuning in. And we do have Halley Elise's guest who's calling in, Kalyani. But we're going to put her on the air. But before we do that, there is a Enlightenment Conference and Expo that Halley Elise will be at, presented on October 26th at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you go on HalleyElise.com's website, you'll be able to get more information about that. Okay? So, do we have Kalyani on the air, Ken? Let's put her on the air. Hello, you're on the air?
Yes.
Kalyani? Is it Kalyani?
Kalyani, yes.
That's a fantastic name. How are you, Kalyani?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Freddie, and this is Freddie.
How you doing?
You got dual
Hi.
Freddies talking to you at the radio station.
Hi, Freddie.
Now, we understand that you are a singer, correct? I saw your YouTube links.
That's right.
And I understand that you are growing very rapidly. You have the voice of a goddess.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Thank you for saying that.
You know, they used to say he had the voice of a goddess as well.
Yeah.
But
God,
only in the shower.
Yeah, God, please don't let him sing is what they used to say. Now, Kalyani, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Unfortunately, Halley Elise has laryngitis, and she called me like 20 minutes ago to see if because she wanted to capture the moment of having the interview. And what we're going to do is, you're actually going to be put on a video. We have a live stream production going on right now at the radio station. So if you want to see this program, you can tune in to WNNradio.com. And what we're going to do is we're going to superimpose your video, your YouTube, your video, contact information and everything on there. But because it was such short notice, we're just going to ask you a few questions and just do the interview and see how that goes.
Okay.
So the first question that I have is, who is Kalyani?
That's a very interesting question.
That's why they told me to ask it.
I know. And actually, Kalyani can mean different things to be different people. I think Kalyani is sort of like an archetypal aspect of me that just came through suddenly and very with a very marked, distinct presence, and just make her voice heard, and I think we all have many different aspects of ourselves, and we navigate between them as we need. And I've always been sort of a chameleon in a way, I'm a Gemini, and I think Kalyani is the muse, and it's also this aspect of me that's really very deeply connected to spirit through song and through sound. I wouldn't even say it's song; it's more like through frequency.
Interesting.
So,
and where are you from originally?
I am originally Brazilian.
Ah, Brasileña.
Mhm.
And I used to speak a little Brazilian in a past life, a long time ago. And then also, how and when did you get started in music? Now, I know that you're up and coming, but it wasn't an overnight sensation, was it? It was something you had to work on?
Not at all. It's much to the opposite. I never dreamt of singing or being a singer. This is a calling that it was commended from somewhere else and came very suddenly, and I never I never studied singing or music or anything like that. It was actually a process for me to accept that I was supposed to release this because the song came through, and I ran away from it for about a year and a half. I just said, no, this is not me. I'm not doing this. And I'm not a singer. I'm not meant to be a singer. It's a very unique story, actually. So it's actually the opposite of what you said.
No, it took a little while. What I meant was it didn't happen overnight for you. You had to work on it, and you didn't even know that you had the talent until somebody pointed it out.
I actually didn't know I had the talent until I just opened my mouth and sang. And how it came through was I was doing a real deep work, research on a documentary that I wanted to, because I have a conscious media company called Stargate Alliance. And I've been also having personal experiences with, I would say, with what you'd call like the divine feminine, like an aspect of spirit that has a particular frequency manifestation that is very feminine. I'd say God is a female. And I've had these experiences for 11 years. And I think at one point I became completely inspired to, it was like almost like I was being downloaded, this information and this voice. And I think it's calling people to create balance, basically, and it just came through. One day I said, I need to create music. I just received this download very strongly, and I was very, very inspired by my research and by this divine feminine presence in my life for the last 11 years. And so I just sang, and it came out in one shot. It was what it is, It was in 3 hours. Me and composer sat down, and I expressed to him what I was hearing and coming through, the vision that was coming through, and we together we created this beautiful instrumental, and then I brought it with me home, and then I stayed with it and let it kind of grow into me and kind of speak through me, and then the vocals came. And then I went back to the studio, recorded. I did 6 takes, and they were all pretty much the same. And he just picked one of them, and that was it. And it was very surprising to him because I had told him I never sang. So it's a very interesting story, and a part of why I didn't want to release this or actually become a singer, quote unquote, was because I didn't have any training. And I said, what am I going to tell people? And then one day it dawned on me that that was exactly why I had to share, because what this brings is hope to everyone that thinks they have to have 20 degrees before they can fulfill their dreams, or they have to have heavy training to justify them even wanting to do anything. The truth is, when you're passionate about anything, you don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have any training. You just let your passion drive you. You just allow what is making your heartbeat be expressed, what's making your heart in your body and move every day and give you reason to be alive, and just let it find expression through you. And you have to get your head out of the way. It's like we are too mental about everything, and we've been brainwashed to think that things have to fit a certain standard that the system has imposed on us. And I think it's really time we let go of those ideas. And I think Kalyani is around to serve as an example that I've never sang. I've never been trained musically. I never dreamt of being a singer. But I was inspired. I had this burning fire in my belly to just allow this beautiful expression to come through that was completely driven by inspiration. And I got my head out of the way and I let it happen.
That's
And
that's amazing. You know, we produced a show, a different day, a different show, that had someone who was also connected on the feminine side, and it had to do with sound and how it moves the spirit. And she was explaining, very similar to what you're saying, how music and sound, and she had instruments and different things, and she doesn't have the voice that you have. I mean, it's not even in the same vicinity, but she was explaining how sound and music moves the soul, and it originates, our inner core originates from there. But my next question is, what makes you, Kalyani, the artist, unique? What separates you from others in this field?
well, I think one of the main things is what I just said, is that I don't come from a traditional upbringing or training in music or in singing. I think that makes me very original. I think one of the ways that I'm original is also that a lot of my singing is not done in comprehensible language. And it's not like it's never been done before. I have an inspirational muse called Lisa Gerard, who is an Australian singer who I absolutely adore, and I'm very inspired by her work. And she also does something like that she likes to call mesmerization. And she has created incredible cinematic, beautiful work of similar nature, and has been used in many movies, actually. And in a very interesting turn of events, my music was placed in a film as well, just recently. That is an independent film that is about to be released in theaters sometime soon. And
Well, I was handed a question that says, "What inspired you to create Namu's Invocation?"
yeah, Namu's Invocation.
Is that the movie you're talking about?
Namu's Invocation is the song.
The song,
And I
okay.
released, yeah, just this and the music video. Yeah.
In the music video, correct. And they wanted me to ask you the message of Namu's Invocation. What would that be?
I believe the message, I think, again, because it's a pure frequency vibration, there's no comprehensible language. I think the message, it will be different for each individual person that hears. And I've gotten a lot of feedback. Some people are feeling that song has cracked their heart open like nothing else before. I've received letters, I've received phone calls, and I've had people cry in front of me as they heard the song for the first time. And it just somehow, it's beyond what I think it means. It actually is doing its own thing and independent of any interpretation. And I think every person that listens to it, something shifts inside of them where it needs to shift. But when I created the music video, from all the feelings that can arise when you're exposed to the sound, I think what came to me in a collective level is that the divine feminine is a necessary and important fundamental part of every individual, to create that yin-yang balance. And that should be also a reflected balance that should be endorsed in our culture and cultivated, because the world has become one-sided. It's all about competition. It's all about running for the money. It's all about, it's building, taking, and destroying, and it's very radical, and it's lacking softness. It's lacking exaltation of the values that somehow we have deemed feminine. Having more heart, having more soul, having more compassion for each other, having more softness. The world has been very hardened, and I think we are in the brink of self-destruction at this point. And I think the voice is a call for all of us to awaken in ourselves this other side of us that all of us have, men and women alike, that is more compassionate, that is softer, that is not all about extremes, that is respectful of life, that is more about creating than destroying. And I think the message is for us to come into greater harmony by bringing this aspect of us into balance with the other aspect of us.
Excellent. Excellent. And that website, Kalyani, to hear the music is www.kalyanimusic.com?
That's right. That's right.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take a break and then finish our conversation with you in a couple of minutes. And again, you can watch and hear the interview with Rejoice Kalyani here on WNNradio.com or 1470 Radio, depending if you're watching the video. And we'll be back in a minute.
Bob, did you see Halley Elise in the paper?
Who?
The empowerment psychic, Halley Elise. They did a 2-page write-up. The columnist was enthralled. Halley went right to an issue that she was dealing with. I'm looking at HalleyElise.com right now.
What are you thinking? Should we schedule an appointment?
Matter of fact, yes. You have issues with Sue and me, my business. Take a look at her background. It's impressive, and she has decades of experience.
I want to put it on my iPad. What's her info?
Empowerment Psychic Halley Elise. HalleyElise.com. 561-755-2166.
Spell it.
HalleyElise.com.
So it's HalleyElise.com and 561-755-2166, right?
561-755-2166. That's it.
You're listening to Empowerment Psychic Halley Elise, and she invites you to visit her website for more information about all that she does at HalleyElise.com. Now, back to your host, Empowerment Psychic Halley Elise.
Good evening, Boca. This is not Halley Elise tonight. She has laryngitis, so you're stuck with Freddie Fix-It and Freddie J. How you doing, Freddie?
I'm good.
And on the phone, we have a special superstar that we've been interviewing for Halley. Halley will be back. Halley will be back actually in 2 weeks, because next week she has her superstardom that she does at her place.
Her gala?
Her gala, yeah. So you go on HalleyElise.com so you can get more information on that. And this time, I'm going to be there. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure it out. But I'm going to be there. I went there the last time I got locked out. I got there too late.
What time does it start?
It starts at 7 o'clock promptly. But I'm going to be there at 7 so that I don't get there late and get locked out. She locked me out. Which was not the best thing in the world, but it was okay. But on the line we have Kalyani, who is a superstar here, growing and leaps and bounds with her music. And I think you had a question for Kalyani?
Kalyani? Hello? Are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. My question for you is, what is your most important dream to fulfill?
That's a good question.
Another good question.
That's that one was provided to us by Halley Elise herself.
What's the most important dream I'd like to fulfill?
Yes.
I think it would be this beautiful balance, within myself, as well as inspiring people to continue to soften up and, shine their light and let them inspire them to let go of their limiting beliefs, just like I had to let go of my own limiting belief based on some idea about how things are done. I think my greatest dream would just see people inspired by my music and by my work in general, and awaken into a different way of being and existing and believing and doing things, and that is bringing balance into their lives and trusting in themselves and allowing the expression of their heart to be more open and more unabridged, completely fearless, of feeling, of expressing, of living more fully, and realizing in how many ways they have been prisoners of concepts and ideas that are no longer necessary.
Excellent. And when can we expect more music from you? And when is the release of the album supposed to come out?
We're scheduled to release an EP in the fall, and it's called Imminence. And you could find information about that on the Caliani Facebook page and also on the website, calianimusic.com. And just stay in touch on Facebook as well, because it's where I do a lot of the updates and whenever things move and get released. But we're working on right now on the EP. It's called Imminent, and it's going to come out in the fall. I mean, we just started entering the fall, so we have about a 3-month goal to fulfill.
You think you have it done in 3 months?
I am hoping so. But in the meantime, life is happening, and there's lots of other things I am juggling. But I have many jobs. But this is our intention, and like I like to say, everything is in divine order. Whatever has to happen will happen, and it will happen in divine time.
Well, I hear that you have quite a career as a producer, and you're working on different projects. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're working on?
I was executive producer co-executive producer of a documentary called Secrets of Love that was released in 2012. And also I was the founding executive producer of Peace Wings Live, which is a peace platform. And that happened in 2011, and it's still going. And then in 2013, I got called to really focus on the music video and on the music. And we have now 5 master tracks, and we're envisioning another music video soon to be part of the project. But the current project is the music. It is what I'm focused on. And interesting enough, I am, I'm always working in collaboration with other amazing beings and companies, and right now I work with Riz Story, who is an extraordinary composer, and he's also a movie director and a singer himself. So extremely talented people that I'm very, very lucky to have around me, effortlessly. They just show up, That's what's really fun about being on purpose, because when you're on purpose, things just are easier. They just happen. And it's been an extraordinary journey to be in this position, It's been quite amazing.
Well, we're gonna be seeing you on the big screen, I guess. You're gonna be making a movie. I've learned about you through some other people tonight, and I was looking forward for Halley to do this interview, and unfortunately she got sick. She has laryngitis, so she's texting me because she's laughing at me because Psychic Gallery is the name of the Monday project, Freddie. Psychic Gallery, and it says 7:30 sharp. And if you're not there on time, she locks you out.
Well, now good thing we got that cleared up.
Yes, but Kalyani, I want to thank you for coming on and talking to us. We're going to be putting your video on this piece and sending you a copy of the video. I understand you're in California now?
I am in California, and you guys are in Florida, right?
And we're in Florida, so you got to come down and visit us so we can you could do some music here on the show.
Or you can fly us out there to visit you.
Sure, when the time is right. I'm sure I can come up.
Excellent.
Give me a link. If you send me a link, I'd love to post it on the page.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to put it on Facebook, and we have a bunch of different boards that we put it on, and we're going to let everybody know that you were on the Halley Elise show. We're going to thank you for coming on. Appreciate what you did for us, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Halley, get better, and we did the best we can, and we'll do something and post up here. Freddie, I want to thank you for helping me with this. Short notice, but we got it done. And we'll see you next week on the Halley Elise Show.
Bye.
Be enchanted and delighted. Connect each week here on WNN for the Halley Elise Show. Also on Facebook and at HalleyElise.com. Thanks for tuning in. The opinions expressed on the preceding